is back there for UCLA. Underway from Columbus. And a touchback. So Luke Duncan making the start in place of Nico Iamaleava, out with a concussion, a redshirt sophomore. First career starts. He took 6 career snaps a couple weeks ago against Michigan State. All were handoffs.
Yeah, I mean, he's tall and lean, similar to Nico. Doesn't have the same running ability. That's what they'll really miss without Nico in the lineup. And I think the strategy for Jerry Neuheisel, the offensive coordinator, play caller, let's just get some safe plays early, get him comfortable, and their focus is 4 yards of play. If we can make 4 yards of play, we'll be okay.
Easier said than done against this Buckeyes attack on the other side, led by Matt Patricia. First drive starts from the 25, play clock all the way down, and the first pass attempt of his career is going to be a loss of 2 to Javian Thomas. This UCLA offense is going to have to rely on those 4 running backs and a couple of real skilled players on the outside.
Yeah, you take a look. I mean, they've got 4 different backs. Javian Thomas is going to start the game, but we'll see a lot of different running backs. They'll substitute them liberally up front. Pretty good offensive line. Eugene Brooks was out a little bit with an injury. He's back in the lineup. He's good to go. New change at right guard because Garrett DiGiorgio out with some back spasms.
So Jerry Neuheisel took over midway through this season. 33-year-old former UCLA quarterback will have to get creative, get to the outside, gains 4 yards before Lorenzo Styles gets to Thomas.
And this is the situation that Jerry really wanted to avoid for his young quarterback. 3rd down and long against this defense. Again, Matt Patricia, they give you a lot of looks. They're very multiple. They try to make it difficult for the offense, for the quarterback, the offensive lineman, even the offensive coordinator, but simple for his guys.
You ask anybody on this defense. We talked to Sonny Styles yesterday. We had talked with Caleb Downs earlier this season. They said, well, we just feel like we're just playing football out there. They're just going out, playing fast, making plays.
Well, you better know where this guy is right here. Arvell Reese, every time you drop back to pass.
And the play clock all the way down. Ryan Day is begging for the flag to be thrown. And let's see if UCLA got the timeout beforehand.
Delay game.
They did not.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So Rod Snodgrass, our referee tonight. And you see that's because the UCLA sideline's coming on the field as if the timeout was called. Let's hear if that's the case. And Ryan Day is beside himself. They did give them the timeout. Wow. So they initially called the delay of game and now have gone back to award UCLA a timeout.
Well, I think what Ryan Day's upset about, Noah, is I think he feels like they broke the huddle with 12 guys potentially. Because there was a late guy leaving the sidelines or leaving the huddle to go to the sidelines. UCLA called timeout, but I think Ryan was more upset that they broke the huddle with 12 players.
So we haven't gotten a second announcement from Snodgrass. The ball stays at the line of scrimmage at the 27-yard line. It's 3rd and 8 for Tim Skipper and the UCLA Bruins offense.
There's a good chance this is going to be a screen play right here. Something safe. Again, out of the quarterback's hands quickly. You don't want to let this defense pin their ears back.
Third and 8 for Luke Duncan at quarterback. And it's a handoff up the middle. Not a whole lot of running room for Frias. So this Ohio State defense does what they normally do, force a 3 and out on this opening drive. Or did they not?
There is no play. Inadvertent football came onto the field. It's still 3rd down.
All right, so 3rd time might be the charm to actually get the play off. Ryan Day just can't believe what's happening. He said, what was that? So, for the 3rd time, it's 3rd and 8. Crowd's already gotten involved. It is a screen pass to the outside. It is caught by Mikey Matthews, and he gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Kenyatta Jackson was there. Sonny Styles was there. Caleb Downs was there. And it is officially a 3-and-out.
Well, again, this defense is so smart. They rally to the football. They can run. Caleb Downs made a great play on the first down screen. And a lot of red jerseys getting to the football on this one. A safe play for UCLA. And really good defense by Ohio State.
So first punt of the night for Will Carroll, as 8 inside the 20 this year. That would be quite the task, as Brandon Innes is back to receive. Going to do his best, boots it away, fair catch called for, and a pretty impressive kick, all things considered, to get it inside the 30 for Julian Sayin and this Ohio State offense.
Well, it's hard to describe how well this kid is playing. I mean, you look at his numbers. He's completing over 80% of his passes. And it's not just short and intermediate throws. He's completing almost 70% of his throws 20 yards or more down the field. Has excellent touch, excellent accuracy. He plays with poise. He doesn't force the action. He'll check the ball down because they're getting so much zone coverage to try to take away Jeremiah Smith that he has to be patient, and he has shown that so far.
You see Smith is in the ball game, second straight game without Carnell Tate, the second leading receiver on this team. Play action on first down. Max Clare makes the catch, turns it upfield, and gets across the 35. He is starting to really come alive for this Ohio State unit.
It's an offense that has a lot of weapons. Jeremiah Smith, the best wide receiver, I think the best football player in college football. 10 catches, a career best last week against Purdue. Up front, Austin Sarafeld, number 67, the left tackle, is a dominant player. He is the best player, the leader of this offensive line.
Bo Jackson is the back, the true freshman, their leading rusher with 613 yards on the season. He's going to pick up the first down on the second play for this offensive drive. 7 yards.
Ohio State plays with a lot of 12 personnel, which means one running back, 2 tight ends. Watch both of these guys now get out in front. You get the block by the tackles there, Sarafeld, and then these 2 tight ends both do a nice job of getting out in front, and the speed and the burst of Bo Jackson.
We saw Brandon Innes and Key Lawrence get tied up after the play. Brian Hartline calling plays this year. Ryan Day said that spin part of his progression as somebody who didn't grow up as a GA in the coaching world. Sayin rips and completes right over the middle. He finds his target, Bryson Rogers, for a nice jump.
A really nice job. It starts with protection, all right? This is going to be a clean pocket for Sayin. They brought Jeremiah Smith in motion out to the left. Sayin reads it, comes back to the backside, to the deep in route, which he throws extremely well. And Ohio State in good field position right away.
2 catches, 30 yards last week for Rogers. Another one to the sideline this time, and Smith just vacuums it in with one hand. Jeremiah out of the phone booth early with a 17-yard gain.
Good coverage, excellent throw the back shoulder. Who needs 2 hands? I mean, this guy, so that is now 17 targets in the last 3 weeks. Sayin to Jeremiah Smith, all of them resulting in a completion. No missed targets when you throw to number 4.
I mean, this guy was questionable coming into the game. Yeah. His first play of the game is that. Simply incredible. Gets him just on the edge of the red zone. Handoff. Jackson trying to weave his way around. Gets just across the 20-yard line. Time now for Big Shots, brought to you by Nissan, and I think you can probably guess who we're going to refer to here.
Yeah, I mean, last week, without Carnell Tate, all he did was have a career-high 10 receptions, 137 yards and a touchdown. And every game, he just attracts so much attention and so much focus of the defense. And even if you double cover him, he still finds ways to make plays. I mean, he is going to catch balls if he's covered or if he's not.
He's got single coverage top of the screen. Instead, they're going to keep it on the ground with Jackson. And he gets ricocheted across the 15 for the first down, all the way down to the 12-yard line, and they'll move the sticks.
Again, running the football. Now, this is a team that they're not as dynamic running it this year as they were a year ago, but they're getting better. And when they really want to run it, grind it out, they're going to run to that left side behind the the tackle Sarafeld and Luke Montgomery, the left guard.
Up the middle, Jackson pushing the pile to the 5. Kept his legs turning all the way down to the 1-yard line with a flag down. They ruled him down at the 1 with a flag back at the 17-yard line.
Ohio State showing a little tempo. We talked about in the open how deliberate they are. They huddle, changing it up a little bit here in the midst of this drive.
Offside, defense, the penalties decline. First and goal, Ohio State.
Well, when you brought that up to Ryan Day yesterday, he said every now and then you do want to throw it in there like a fast break in basketball to keep the defense on their heels. Let's take a look. You see that right there, 58 trying to get off the field. Gary Smith the third.
And then you've got another guy that hasn't gotten off the field. There's Gary Smith. He just kind of gears it down at the end. He's clearly offsides when the ball is snapped.
So first and goal now from the 1. Out of the eye. It's Jackson. Up the middle, he's in. Touchdown, Ohio State. Too easy down the field for the Buckeyes.
Well, they're going to block down here. They're going to bring Shabola and lead the way here. He gets a nice job, little power play. Gets up in there. And Jackson in for his 3rd touchdown of the season.
So it was all Jackson on that drive. 5 carries, 30 yards. It was an 8-play, 71-yard possession in just under 4 minutes. And Fielding makes it 7-zip. They forced the 3 and out. Tim Skipper said this team is so impressive because they play complementary football. They've got stars like Jeremiah Smith, but they play for one another this opening quarter to face that man, Luke Duncan, the redshirt sophomore, in his first career start, 2 for 2 for -2 on their first drive. And another touchback here will set them up, and we'll see what Duncan has for an encore.
Well, the first play of their first drive went for the 2-yard loss. Tried to throw the screen pass, didn't get positive yardage. You just can't get behind the chains against this defense. They're too good. They get you in those definite passing situations. They're tough.
See Nico Iamaleava on the sideline out with a concussion. Leading, of course, passer with 12 touchdowns. He's also their leading rusher.
Yeah.
He has almost double the amount of rushing yards as anybody else on this team with 474. He had 5 total touchdowns against Penn State. He's responsible for 16 of their 20. So obviously without him, already difficult. Facing this defense just makes it even more challenging. Duncan rolls, throws, another completion, this time Jack Peterson, who gets across the 30 all the way to the 32 and sets up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, nice job now moving him out of the pocket. A little play action, get him out on the edge a little bit, finds his tight end, nice easy throw. And those are the kind of plays that you got to find for this quarterback, Luke Duncan. Get his feet underneath him, get a little confidence, and this is where they can live. 2nd down and 3, 2nd down and 4. Again, I think their backs are the best. Here's a wildcat. We're going to see a lot of that. This is Berger taking the direct snap.
Michigan State transfer, and he's patient, pushing. Looks like he's going to have enough. Gets it across the 35 to the 36. And the first down of the game for UCLA.
I talked to Jerry Neuheisel this morning. They're at our same hotel, and he said, you know, we're going to have to be creative with our run game, which means we're going to mix in wildcat, and we'll use 2 backs in the backfield. We'll even use some 3 backs in the backfield just to try to find some way. Again, 4 yards per play is what they're trying to get. He said we have to treat it like we're eating an elephant, just a little bit at a time. If we can do that, we'll give ourselves a chance.
Tim Skipper said that he loves seeing big giants fall hard. This would be a great example of that as another productive play gets it across the 40 as we check in with KT.
Yeah, and regarding that 4 running back committee, guys, Anthony Frias told me no one takes a back seat in our room. We all have a valuable job and a role in this offense, so why let us sit on the bench and go to waste? his mentality has always been to look ahead and be ready to capitalize, because you never know when that next opportunity will come, and tonight is a perfect example of that for all these running backs, guys.
Yeah, and Catherine, that's what Tim Skipper essentially told us. They all give them the best chance to win because he feels like it keeps them fresh. They love each other. There's no egos, and they know when they're in there, it's their time to rock. We've seen Berger on this drive. It was Thomas and Frias on the first one. 2nd and 4, over the middle, it's dropped.
Oh.
Mikey Matthews, yeah, he had his hands on it, just couldn't squeeze it.
Ball was a little too far out in front. They had space on this slant. It was an empty backfield. The ball's got to be thrown quick. Just unable to connect. A little bit too far out in front. But still manageable at 3rd down and 4. Late substitution for UCLA's offense.
There's Anthony Woods coming in, so we've now seen all 4 of those running backs. Woods at 5'11", 185, play clock all the way down to 5. Again, they break the huddle late in the play clock.
Already used one timeout. They're going to have to use another one. There it is. That play clock is out. And again, Luke Duncan, he's got so much on his mind right now.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I mean, he's trying to call the plays, read the defense. You see the play clock, but he has to be aware of the play clock. That's one of his main responsibilities, and they got to speed up their operation. They got to speed up getting the play to him, and he's got to speed up his in the huddle at the line of scrimmage operation.
Bruins on the season, most total penalties in the Big Ten. 71 have led to 617 yards this year.
So costly because you go from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9 now against this defense.
Duncan in the pocket. It is caught. Nice grab by Gilmer, but it's short of a 1st down. He had a half step on Igbinosin, and now 4th and short with a flag.
Yeah. Half the team on that side didn't even move.
False start, offense, number 28. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So tight end Peterson. Back-to-back penalties for Tim Skipper's team.
Game clock is 6 minutes, 35 seconds. 60.
And this is what Tim Skipper was talking about all week. He knew that going against this defense was already going to be challenging enough. And so he said, we have to be near flawless if we want to give ourselves even a chance to just keep it close. Now conservative on the run to the outside. Anthony Woods got close, but he was shoved out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the 1st down by Lorenzo Styles.
And again, you see how critical those penalties were, right? They were ahead of the chains. They had 3rd and 4. They get backed up to 3rd and 9. They get backed up again, and they come up short after a very nice run. They have to stay on schedule to have a chance. And the other thing in 3rd down plays, that's where Nico was at his best. That's where he created. That's where he, got off schedule and could make plays as a runner. And obviously Luke Duncan doesn't have that same skill set.
We've seen a willingness for fakes from this Bruins team. Let's see if Will Carroll will punt this away on a 4th and 3. And he will. Innis under, fair catch. A bobble, but he did come up with it just inside the 20-yard line. So another nice punt from Will Carroll goes for 40 yards. And now Jeremiah Smith and the Buckeye offense back on the field, up 7.
Completing right around 45 to 50% of balls thrown that far. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's at 70. It's nuts.
His deep ball accuracy off the charts. You talk to any of his receivers, they are over the moon when they can get a moon ball. Drive will start from the 18. Around it goes Brandon Innis, looking for a crease. Won't find much, just across the 20 and down just around the 22-yard line. Well, Julian Sayin takes over for Will Howard. There was so much talk about lack of experience and what is it going to look like for the young man taking over for a veteran who led this team to a national championship last year. He said he's just been himself, and that's what Ryan Day has really encouraged. Don't try to be Will Howard, because you saw it done that way. Again, no huddle, and Innis with the catch, trying to set up his blocking, and he couldn't slip away from the tackle. Key Lawrence did a nice job of hanging on.
A big opportunity for this UCLA defense right here now on 3rd down to see if they can get off the field. The strength of this UCLA defense is in the back end. New defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle is a DB guy.
3rd and 4. Saying patient, and was that held on? It was. Brandon Innes, all 3 plays going to number 1, and that one being the most impressive.
This is pretty good coverage by Cole Martin, but another accurate throw and strong hands by Innes. I mean, that's excellent coverage. Cole Martin made a swipe at the ball, and Innes with a strong catch.
This is not the normal Ohio State offense we're used to seeing with the huddles, as Smith has his 2nd catch and takes it to the 39-yard line for 7 more.
As much as anything, this just shows UCLA and future opponents, they still know how to go fast, right? This is still part of what they can do if they want to change the tempo. But more than anything, whether they're going fast or slow, Ryan Day has told us the key is to be efficient. They want to be extremely efficient in their execution, and they have been that all season.
Now you can see the rain's coming down a lot harder now here in Columbus. It was pretty clear for most of the day. Expected some showers. It was very light to start the game, but now late 1st quarter, it's for real. Isaiah West, the other freshman running back, squeezes through and picks up a 1st down.
Ever since they put in the coach to quarterback communication, the headgear, Ohio State started to change their philosophy, become a little bit more deliberate, huddle more. And you can see over the years, their plays per game have gone down, and the lowest this year, but their points per drive still pretty solid.
Saying hasn't missed yet, and that continues. Another catch. This time it's going to be Quincy Porter who makes the connection. 13-yard pickup as he takes it across for another 1st down.
Again, good job by Sayin, just kind of reading the coverage, comes to his receiver late.
Looks like he just stayed in bounds, right?
Yeah, it's close, you know.
They made the catch. 1st down.
Again, no Carnell Tate. Some other guys going to get in the ball game for Ohio State. Get a chance to get reps. Ohio State trying to line up and run this play.
Saying is 7 for 7. Step up, easy one. Check down to West, and he gets sandwiched after he picks up 12.
See, they do this a lot, and Julian Sayin has done a great job of this. He sees cover 2 deep safeties. They're going to both go deep, so he's just going to allow West to get his check down. Let these guys run out, run the linebackers deep, get the ball quick, and then get vertical. And that's what they try to do with those checkdowns. Short throw, turn and get vertical, and turn a 4-yard pass into a 7 or 8 yard gain.
Took a hit on the back end, but 83 early yards in this opening quarter. West, well played by this UCLA defense. John Vaughns, the veteran in his 6th year of college football, makes the tackle.
Now coming into the game, 3rd among linebackers in the Big Ten with 88 tackles. I see him right here. Read it, flow to the play. They were trying to get the guard, Shabola, on him, but he read it quickly, got underneath the block, and made a nice play right at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage to make it 2nd and 11.
Former baseball player from 2021 to 2024, was a pitcher, outfielder, 158 career games on the baseball team. Sayin rolls, and right back to Smith. How special can he get? Not this time. Cut down by Roderick Pleasant on an excellent play by the corner.
Yeah, this is really pretty well played. Now, watch as he comes in motion. He's going to get thumped pretty good. Right there, knocks him off course. Sayin still gets him the football. It wasn't where the play was designed to go, and UCLA defended it extremely well for another loss of yardage play.
Tenth play of the drive is a 3rd down and 11. Rusher off the edge. Lofted, Claire, over the shoulder catch, short of the 1st down. He gets decked out of bounds as Sayin took a shot and comes up a little bit hobbly. Cole Martin came on the blitz.
Yeah, Cole Martin's going to come clean. Just kind of fell kind of awkwardly at the end of it. And it looks like Ohio State not going to go for it on this 4th down, attempt a field goal. Maybe Ryan Day saw his quarterback get up a little gingerly and say, you know what, let's line up, kick a field goal, make sure he's okay, and come back to play the next drive. Good defensive possession and stop right there by UCLA.
Jaden fielding on for a field goal attempt here. 41-yarder is true. As Sayan continues to walk it off on the sideline through the rain and the elements here in Columbus, Fielding makes it 10-0 with 4 seconds left in this opening quarter. Another look at this hit that Sayan took on the back end of this play.
Again, he just kind of, that after he was up in the air and he got hit, he landed awkwardly on his ankle coming down, trying to walk it off at this point.
Certainly something to monitor. He went into the medical tent 10 for 10 for 91 yards to start this game. Ryan Day, of course, most concerned with the health of his starting quarterback and his star receiver as Jeremiah Smith continues to work through whatever had him questionable before this game. Has been going towards that bike.
Couple negative yardage plays by the UCLA defense kind of changed that possession. Ohio State was moving it down the field, and then a couple negative yardage plays made him settle for the field goal.
Now the question is, can the UCLA offense capitalize on this gift given by the defense, holding Ohio State to just 3 points?
Well, again, they have to stay on schedule, and that's easier said than done, right? This is an Ohio State defense that makes you earn everything. But that last possession, they had it going that way until a couple penalties on 3rd and 4 pushed them back into a very difficult situation.
Javian Thomas is the back in what is likely the final play of this opening quarter. Hand it. Thomas runs into a wall.
Very unassuming looking guy. You know, he's not that big or physical, but he is tough.
Second snap, Berger's going to take. It's a read option, and he makes the right read up the middle. That was nearly a disaster, and Berger aborted it for a nice pickup up the gut for 5.
Yeah, again, without Nico in the ball game, you've got to be creative in some of these same plays that you would have done with your quarterback. You do with having multiple running backs in the ball game. Nice read by Berger, and he had to get that ball out quickly because Will Smith Jr., number 53, was in the backfield immediately.
So it sets up a 3rd down and 4. Jerry Neuheisel was trying to get his plays in there faster as they've been breaking the huddle with less than 10 for most of this early portion of the game.
Man coverage.
Get it off. Ohio State brings 4. And Duncan delivers. It is going to be close to that yard to gain. Initial spot says 4th down as Titus Mokiao-Atumalala had to go down low. Tim Skipper, you see, is pointing right at that chain and saying this should be a 1st down, and it is. Sometimes you just need to put a little bit of effort into your argument.
Yeah, good conversion, but if he keeps that ball out on the outside where it should have been, he can turn upfield and get additional yardage. He had some separation from the corner Matthews, but they get the conversion and a new set of downs nonetheless.
About as close as it gets. Looks like he made that catch right at the 35. Handoff up the gut. And this is tough to run against this Ohio State defense. Anthony Frias picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, Frias had a chance to maybe bounce this a little bit outside, and he didn't. And it ended up being a very short gain. Again, this Ohio State defense, they rotate a lot of guys on the inside, and they've got guys like Styles and Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs that can play multiple positions. They're very versatile, and that's what allows Matt Patricia to change the looks of their defense.
Buckeyes allowing the fewest points in the country. They're top 5 in rushing yards per game allowed at 82.9, and now a flag is down for UCLA.
False start. Offense. Number 2. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
3rd penalty for the Bruins will go against Mokiao-Atumalala.
Yeah, and they can't survive these kind of penalties. I mean, they're going to shift the tight end out. When they did that, the wide receiver moved. You have 2 guys moving at the same time. they can't overcome those kind of penalties. They have to stay in manageable down and distance situations against this defense on the road with a new starting quarterback.
Iamaleava has stepped up as a great leader, looking to do the same despite not playing today. Anthony Wood shakes free and then delivers a little bit of extra pain across the 35 to the 39. He'll gain 7 and make it 3rd down and 6.
Anthony Woods has been a little bit banged up. They're happy to have him back healthy. Again, 4 running backs. There's not a whole lot to distinguish the difference between them. They just rotate them through, keep them fresh. Another big 3rd down situation here.
Ohio State has only allowed 6 points all season in the first quarter. The quarter they've allowed the most points is the second, with 23 points allowed in 9 games.
Ozzie Gilmer, their leading receiver, has yet to get a ball.
Duncan looking that way, and it's incomplete behind Gilmer.
Now, again, a ball that's thrown low and behind, even if he catches it, he's going to be short of the 1st down. This has to be out in front where the receiver can turn up field and run with it. Now, there is pressure. Caleb Downs was in there quickly, but not where you want the football to be thrown.
So Duncan now 4 for 6 with 9 yards. 3rd punt for Carroll. Innis standing back at his own 15. And Ohio State will look to set up a potential return. Innis gets cracked, stayed up, and ends up gaining about 3 on the return. Another nice punt by Carroll goes for 47 before Innis takes it a couple. But a long field once again for this Ohio State offense. And saying next 3, Noah. Big one in the SEC. Already saw Alabama, one of just a couple undefeated teams left. Texas A&M had a scare earlier this afternoon. They came through. Of course, Indiana got a win. They are 11-0 for the first time in program history. Now Ohio State trying to go 10-0 here with a 10-0 lead. Bo Jackson is the back from the 18-yard line. Surges up the middle and drags a couple of tacklers with him to the 25. Seeing Bo Jackson, seeing Julian Sayin, of course, but this running back by committee right now for Ohio State, the developmental stages for all of these younger guys.
Well, you've got 2 freshmen in Bo Jackson and Isaiah West, and a veteran guy in C.J. Donaldson, and Peoples kind of right in between them. But the 2 freshmen both had injuries in high school, so they didn't get a whole lot of reps. They're still learning. You don't get tackled a lot when you're in high school. You don't get tackled a lot in practice. It's different from practice to games, and every time they play and every rep these young backs get, the better they are.
Right back to the ground, and Jackson 2 carries for a 1st down. He gets this one to the 30.
You know, I mean, just to finish that, last year everybody says, Ohio State fans, well, we're not where we were last year with Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. No, they're both NFL players, but you know, when Travion Henderson got here, he was not an NFL player. He had to develop. He got better as he was here. Ryan Day told us running back has become a developmental position.
Quick screen. Mylan Graham makes his first catch of the night, and he'll sail out of bounds after a pickup of 9 to the 40-yard line. The other thing that Ryan Day said about Travion Henderson is you can use his example of what his NFL rookie years looked like. Slow start. Hasn't looked like he was going to be a part of the offense. He wasn't going to be a part of their success. And then last 2 weeks, some injuries, some opportunity, 5 touchdowns the last 2 games.
Yeah, he has really started to pick it up. Jeremiah Smith on the sideline for this possession. That's why we're seeing some new receivers in the game.
By design, hoping to get some extra reps all across the board. Bo Jackson, he's got home run speed as he gets it to the outside, inside the 30. Key Lawrence saved a touchdown.
Well, Ohio State's got a new right guard in, Gabe Van Sickle. Watch him double team with the center here. And then the burst in the hole by Jackson. Ohio State wanted to rotate their right guards. That's been the one position that's been a little bit of a question mark so far this season. Van Sickle in now, got a nice block. And Bo Jackson continuing to have a strong first half.
Now the leading returning rusher on this team is in there, and James Peoples got 247 yards on the season, but he's looking for his first touchdown of the year. Sayin floats, and his first incompletion as he was looking in the direction of Mylan Graham.
had to get rid of the football. There was a free rusher coming to his left. He knew it. He felt it. And again, this is just a little bit of the difference between throwing to number 4 and throwing to number 5. There's pressure. He knows it. He gets rid of the football. And you have no Carnell Tate and you have no Jeremiah Smith, and you're still working on your chemistry and your timing with guys like Mylan Graham.
You see Carnell Tate, they don't say it's anything serious, more than anything precaution in keeping him out last week and this week, as Sayin will drop back on 2nd down and 10. Goes through his progressions, finds Peoples on the check down across the 25-yard line, gets spun around, and will be marked down at the 23.
Another good decision by Julian Sayin. UCLA dropped a lot of guys into zone coverage. He read it. There was nothing down the field. Don't force the football, particularly when you're getting close to the red zone. Throw it out to your outlet guy and get positive yardage.
Smith back on the field.
UCLA showing pressure here now, at least initially.
It's Smith against Scooter Jackson at the top of your screen for a 3rd down and 5. He's got 3 catches for 25 yards. And he was looking for him, threw it behind. He's just so fast sometimes you can miss him in that window. This time it just looked like Sayin misfired on this missile.
Yeah, it's a quick slant against 0 coverage. That means straight man across the board, no free safety. Middle pressure by Cole Martin, number 21, might have affected this throw high and behind Jeremiah Smith.
Offense going to stay out there for a 4th down and 5. Ohio State 7 for 10 on 4th down this year.
Well, Jeremiah Smith again. Got to keep an eye on him right there in the slot.
Innis in motion. Sayin delivers to Innis for a 1st down. Pitch and catch. Needed 5, got 7.
Really nice job by Innis after he ran the route, stopping, knowing where the sidelines were. He was not going to continue to run to the sideline. Watch, out, stop, catch the ball, secure the 1st down, then you can go out of bounds.
See the finish at the end of this play on a double team.
Yeah, that guy right there is nasty. Now, Luke Montgomery, number 51, he's the guy, kind of the tone setter of this offensive line.
Battling with Juju Walls. Peoples stays on his feet just enough to gain an extra yard as he gets it down to the 11-yard line.
And when I say nasty, I don't mean in a bad way.
No.
I mean he has got an attitude and he plays with toughness. Here he comes on the pull on this play. Loves to put his face on people and mix it up. But this left side.
Illegal formation. Offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
First penalty of the night going against the Buckeyes. Take another look at the illegal formation.
Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes, 54 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somebody's got to be on the line of scrimmage there. One of the receivers. I don't think it was a lineman that was in the back.
Terry McCauley, what'd you see on that?
The only person they could be putting off the line is the wide receiver at the bottom, number 1. Other than that, I don't see 5 people in the backfield.
So it is a 1st down and 15 from the 21. Sayin pumps, steps up, and he gets it to the outside. Peoples makes a man miss. Key Lawrence does a good job of tracking him down and spinning him out of bounds after a pickup of 2.
And this is maybe a little bit of the difference between Julian Sayin and Will Howard, the quarterback a year ago. Will Howard probably would have taken off and run that football. More of a dual threat guy. Julian Sayin is always looking to unload the football. I mean, he will run on occasion, but he wants to throw it first. And that was pretty well defended by UCLA.
To be fair, it certainly helps when you're 6'4", about 240 pounds, to tuck it and run. And Julian Sayin 6'1", about 205, 210 pounds. As Isaiah West is in there for this 2nd and 13, 10th play of the drive for Sayin over the middle. And another one, contested catch by Innis as he holds on, but a flag is down.
Holding, offense, number 67, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Saraveld again, the best up front for them, working on the speed rush at Juju Walls, number 41, a true freshman. out of Pittsburgh High School in California.
Terry McAuley gave us the thumbs up, so they will move it back further after a very clean quarter and a half. Couple of penalties on this drive makes it a 2nd and 23. Got to get it to the 6-yard line for a first down.
Looks like a 3-man rush, dropping 8 here by UCLA potentially.
Smith in motion. 2nd and 23. Sayin. He'll escape. Now he will run. Sayin trying to direct traffic in a modest gain, maybe 3, as Scooter Jackson did a good job of cutting him off.
This is a good disguise by UCLA's defense. They showed like they were going to play zone, and they're trying to throw a screen pass. You see the attention Jeremiah Smith gets. They had that cover, and Julian Sayin makes a good decision in this case to run the football. Tried to throw a screen to Jeremiah Smith off the motion, and it was well defended by Andre Jordan, number 2.
Kevin Coyle came over midway through this season. 69 years old, was the defensive coordinator for Tim Skipper when he was a player at Fresno State. He was an analyst at Syracuse to start the season. Sayin on 3rd and 20 with all day. Delivers, and it is hauled in by Smith, but short of the sticks. So Jeremiah has his 4th catch, another impressive one, but short.
You can have 2 defenders there. You can have a hand on the football. That ball may have hit the ground actually too as he was going to the ground. That's well covered. Does he maintain control as he goes to the ground on this one?
Well, it can hit the ground as long as it doesn't completely derail the whole process of the catch. They're going to go quick here. It's a 15-yard gain should it stand on the field. They already converted on 1 4th and 5. This one a 4th and 5 from the 11.
That one, they're going to take a look at this one.
Well,
I mean,
Ryan Day actually called a timeout.
Charge timeout, Ohio State.
Wow.
Close to the half.
With 4:50 to play in this first half, it's the first timeout for Ohio State as they're trying to punch it in and hoping that this catch by Jeremiah Smith will stand. Like they've looked at this play, Terry McAuley, the catch by Jeremiah Smith right here.
Yeah, no, well, he's going to the ground. He does get control going to the ground, but when the ball hits the ground, we're going to see him lose that grip on the football right there. It goes from being palmed with a firm grip to his fingers. That's loss of control. Should have been reviewed and reversed to incomplete.
Instead, it's another 4th down and 5 for this offense. This drive has gone nearly 7 minutes. Sayin, good time. He'll move. He'll look. He'll throw. Touchdown! The patience of Julian Sayin as he finds Rogers for the score.
Well, he reads. This is just going to be a 3-man rush, and they're really not coming after him. They're dropping 8. They're in the red zone. The field is contested. So he's got to just buy time and wait for somebody to uncover. The DB slipped, and that was all he needed. Once he saw the slip by the defensive back, he knew he had separation and got him the football. Just a slight slip by Cole Martin, enough to open up that play for Bryson Rogers in the touchdown.
25th touchdown of the season for Sayin, and the first touchdown for Bryson Rogers, junior from Tampa.
There's a clock malfunction on the previous play. The clock is correct. The
Thank you,
catch
Ron.
is good.
But Julian Sayin, 15 of 17, 138 yards and a touchdown. Most importantly, his movement looked excellent through the drive.
Yeah, his ankle doesn't seem to be a problem that time. Did a great job extending the play, knowing that he had time because there were only 3 rushers waiting for somebody to uncover, and he gets the touchdown.
Fielding tacks on the extra point. No Carnell Tate for the 2nd straight week. No problem for Julian Sayin. He has been spreading the football around. It's Rogers in there to extend the OSU lead.
And it is a spread formation. Julian Sayin in the shotgun, and he's just going to read coverage here. I mean, it's no play fake. He sees 3 rush. As soon as he sees the slip in the end zone, he knows he has an opening, and that's just a quarterback being patient, buying time, and waiting for the right moment to strike.
And capitalizing off of a play that maybe should not have counted right before on Jeremiah Smith making his 4th catch of the night. He's got 40 yards. Saints hit 8 different receivers already tonight.
And there's Brian Hartline doing another nice job just mixing it up, running pass, good balance, controlling the football. I'm kind of impressed, though, how much Ahmed knows about offense.
Ahmed knows a lot.
He's breaking it down.
And he's got me beat by a mile. That was impressive. Using large words, too. It'll be another touchback. UCLA will get the football down 17, under 5 to play in this first half. We named the interim. He actually took the team on essentially their 2nd training camp. So they did a lot of training camp type of drills and then took them bowling, made sure that they had some team building exercises off of the football field. Felt like it helped to reset the season for them, bring the energy that they had, that they really were lacking early in the season, and we've seen a difference in their competitive spirit. Outside of the Indiana game a couple weeks ago, they've been competitive in every game with Tim Skipper and Jerry Neuheisel in charge. Yeah,
that game in Bloomington just got away from them in a hurry. They were very competitive against Nebraska a week ago. Find themselves behind 17 in this one. Again, offensively, we're seeing some creativity. We're seeing some good play calling. It's up to the quarterback to be a little bit more accurate throwing the football.
2nd down and 8. Dunking, another completion. They've been mostly short passes, and Matthews has his 2nd catch. This one actually goes for a positive momentum.
Again, another nice job moving the quarterback. We saw him roll right and a complete one. This time move him left. Opens up a little window right there. And a nice accurate throw and a 3rd down and short play.
Gain 7, 3rd and inches. This is where you normally rely on your 6'6", 6'7" quarterback. Instead, handoff going nowhere. Kenyatta Jackson gave him no chance of getting away.
Kenyatta Jackson normally is lined up outside. This time he's inside. He's down here, and he's going to shoot this gap with his quickness. And the left guard, Eugene Brooks, 55, just can't get a piece of him. They try to bring the tackle down. He's too late getting there. And a big-time play behind the line of scrimmage by Kenyatta Jackson.
Ohio State, their 2nd.
He is playing his best football of his time here at Ohio.
NFL-wise, a former player, so it will be a punt for Will Carroll, his 4th of the first half. Tries to angle this one on a line drive, and it bounces out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line.
Well, time now for a look from above, brought to you by Walmart. It's Julian Sayin and how he's working in the pocket and reading through his progressions. Now, it starts with protection. Excellent, clean pocket, getting all the way across the field to his 3rd read. And a quarterback can only do this if he's comfortable. Look at that pocket, scanning the field, coming back to the middle. We've seen his accuracy. Doing a great job. 15 of 17. Fernando Mendoza today at Indiana had 2 incompletions. Dante Moore last night for Oregon had 3 incompletions. There's some good quarterback play in this Big Ten conference.
So it's feeling like, can I one-up the other one right now? 8 different receivers, 15 completions, 138 yards. The touchdown went to Rogers. Take it to West. Sayin with time again. And again, just goes through his progressions. He found his check down in West, who gets thrown back by Vaughns.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking to go deep. I mean, they had Bryson Rogers going deep. He was well covered, and that's just not forcing the issue. Taking what the defense gives you. It's kind of a cliche, but it works. And I think Ohio State is going to, they're already resting Carnell Tate. I don't know we're going to see much more of Jeremiah Smith. He doesn't look like he's feeling 100% great. And so I think we've seen the end of him tonight. So it's going to be some of these younger receivers along with Brandon Ennis now carrying the pass offense for the Buckeyes.
Julian Sayin said Ennis a great leader, super talented player. Speaking of super talented, Isaiah West, a burst into the secondary. Churning. Cole Martin finally tracks him down, but West right up the middle as he gains 38.
Well, watch Luke Montgomery now. He's going to go to help the center, sees the center's good, gets to the 2nd level. And that's the block that springs Bo Jackson. Gets the linebacker and opens up the crease. And Isaiah West now showing his ability for the big play run.
Takes us to the 2-minute timeout as the explosives are starting to pile up for Ohio State. Saying near. So Smith, 4 catches, 40 yards. His team will get the football to start the second half. We're looking at double dip here. Saying is 16 of 18. Peoples is the back. Fake it to him. Saying to the outside. It's Innis who gets away from the first tackler. That was Roderick Pleasant. And then Innis now slow to get up. He's on that Ohio State sideline with where he got banged out of bounds. And now Innis looks like he's going to stay out there.
Julian Sayin had a chance down the field. There was one defender trying to guard 2 guys. Here's the end of the play. Collision on the sideline. Kanye Clark, number 1.
Second down and 8. Peoples picks up the rusher. It's Claire. As he gets propelled by 2 defenders, he'll be 3rd and inches coming up.
Max Claire is one of the real interesting stories of this team. Transferred from Purdue, wanted to become a full-time tight end. Prove he can play every down. Gets challenged here.
Sayin to the air, to the sideline. A lot of contact, and the flag is down. Pleasant was matched up with Porter. And the penalty going to go against the cornerback for the Bruins. Or at least you think. It might be on the offensive side.
That's interference. Defense.
Nope.
Number 18. 15-yard penalty. First down.
There's a lot of contact initially there from Quincy Porter. Terry McCauley, did you see anything over there?
I'm seeing the offensive player pull the defender into him. I really don't believe this is defensive pass interference because of that.
Roderick Pleasant would appear to agree. Take another look here. You see Porter initiate, and that slight pull. You got to grab on the back of the jersey. But Ohio State, the beneficiary, get him inside the red zone. A first down from the 19. Peoples stays in there. Peoples has the handoff. Peoples zigzags. Peoples the hurdle. Spectacular touchdown Buckeyes. He left Cole Morton in the shadow realm.
My goodness. We've seen Bo Jackson. We've seen Isaiah West. And James Peoples says, give me a piece of that apple pie now.
He could have the whole thing after that.
Wow.
24 up.
Well, first of all, watch the right tackle, Phillip Daniels. He's going to do a great job of getting the first block. And then the receiver, number 11, who we just saw get the pass interference, Porter, he's not going to get there to get his. Doesn't matter. Peoples takes care of it without the block. One big block, one big jump, and a touchdown right before halftime for the Buckeyes.
Fans here at Ohio Stadium just got to look at that and have reacted accordingly. Special athletes all across the board for this Ohio State team. We've seen it on the defensive side, and we have certainly seen it on the offensive side. You just think about the fact all season we've heard, well, Julian Sayin, he's throwing to Jeremiah Smith, and he's throwing to Carnell Tate. Well, Carnell Tate out for the second straight game. Jeremiah Smith played about a quarter and a half or so. And even without those guys, and with a backfield that is quote-unquote developing, you still see highlights like this.
Yeah, and it's the perfect game for Ryan Day and Brian Hartline and this run offense of Ohio State. Coming into the game, the numbers haven't been where they wanted them to be. Coming into the game against Power 4 opponents, they were only averaging 128 yards a game rushing. Already tonight, 147 yards. So this is a great chance for them to just keep leaning into their run game, You know, they've made some switches, kind of moving some different guys around at right guard, playing 2 different guys, rotating all the backs. The only back we haven't seen so far is C.J. Donaldson. The other 3 guys are getting some reps, and all of them are playing well.
Coming up on the Xfinity halftime report, Oklahoma, a huge win in Tuscaloosa. Notre Dame takes care of business for the 8th straight time, and Nicole Auerbach will project Tuesday's CFP rankings. So UCLA will get the football, 1:19 to play. Ohio State gets it to start the second half. And that was short, may have been hit in some capacity towards the line. Jermaine Matthews had a chance at the interception.
It's like Caden Curry was there that got there first, and then on the other side, the transfer from North Carolina, Bo Atkinson.
UCLA offense that's second to last in the Big Ten in points per game, 15th in pass yards per game. That's with their normal starting quarterback, Nico Iamaleava. And flags are down.
Just, I think, the 4th penalty now.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
4 pre-snap penalties against UCLA. And again, those are just so hard to overcome against the #1 defense in the country. Ohio State giving up an average of 7.2 points per game. Right now, UCLA being blanked and only 56 yards of total offense.
It's going to be a handoff. Woods and a loss. Sonny Styles. I mean, Tim Skipper said his staff handed him the numbers. And he said, he looked down and he said, 7.2. All right, I didn't ask you for the first quarter or first half numbers. I asked you for the game numbers.
Yeah. About football, not just schemes, but the game and the situations. And he has some highly intelligent guys running this defense for him.
They're going to throw. Matthews. And gets driven back by Styles. Caden Curry, his job to run toward the sideline. So you see the difference in play clock and game clock here. Not a whole lot of time, but a little bit for Ohio State.
See the closing speed and range of Sonny Styles. Started his career as a safety, got bigger, moved closer to the line of scrimmage, and he is more naturally fit, I think, at linebacker. Has gotten used to the physicality and being closer to the line of scrimmage, and the combination of he and Arvell Reese on the inside of this defense, pretty devastating.
Unlikely that they'll run a play here. Let this play clock go all the way down and see if they call this timeout, which they should.
UCLA to the second. This is a 30-second timeout.
With Discover It, fans can earn cash back on their game day purchases. Well, Todd, you know a lot about Ohio high school football, and you're telling me Massillon's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They defeated St. Francis de Sales 48-14 in the OHSAA Division II regional semifinal last night. Ryan Day's son, RJ, the quarterback at de Sales, had an excellent game the week before with nearly 500 yards, set the school record. But you mentioned that Massillon team, what'd they do to your alma mater?
They beat them by 50 plus. So
okay, so it's
RJ Day's team did a little bit better, yeah.
16 seconds remaining in this first half. 24-0 for Ryan Day's team here at home.
Again, the thing that is fun to watch about this defense is Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Caden Curry are 4 guys that have high football IQ, and Matt Patricia can move them around and line them up in different places. It's hard to get a beat on them if you're an offensive coordinator, and nobody has really been able to figure this defense out. The most points they've given up is 16 to Illinois on the road.
Fifth punt for Will Carroll.
Whoa.
Oh, the line drive that got rejected. And Ohio State is going to be set up at the 15.
It almost looks like he dropped the football. Like, I don't know what happened on this.
Caden Curry comes up with the ball. And it's just a complete shank job.
Yeah.
Right into Curry.
It was a bad drop. He almost whiffed. Came off the side of his foot and right into the chest of Caden Curry. It shocked Curry and it shocked the punter both. And now Ohio State with a chance with 10 seconds left. At least 2 plays if they throw it quick.
Sainz 18 of 20. He's got a touchdown. Looking for a second. Towards the end zone. Full job. Incomplete. Brandon Innes, the intended target. 6 seconds remaining as he was matched up with Scooter Jackson.
Well, you either kick the field goal here or you take one more shot. It looks like Ryan Day is going to go ahead and take the 3 points.
And the crowd not entirely thrilled at the decision, but remember they will get the football to start this second half. Ryan Day not thrilled either with his quarterback and the explanation as to why they didn't connect on that touchdown. So fielding made from 41 in the first quarter. This one's going to be from 33. He is now 12 for 14 on the season. Make him 13 of 15. With 1 second remaining, Ohio State extends to a 27-0 advantage.
Not sure what Ryan Day exactly was upset, but he's going to try to hit Innes on the wheel route. Maybe he's saying, you know what, you got a better shot throwing it right in here on the skinny post. He's got leverage. He's got inside. There's no safety coming over the top. That's a harder, lower percentage throw on that wheel route. And they have to settle for the 3 points. But if you're Ryan Day at this point, you can nitpick, right? Your quarterback's playing his out of his mind here again tonight. 18 of 21. He missed that one. So this is when you can be a little bit nitpicky.
Yeah, we'll see how much Julian Sand we will see in the second half with his team up by nearly 4 touchdowns. 1 second left. Likely some level of a squib kick here from Fielding. That's exactly what it is. Take it right up the middle. Fielded at the 5 by Matthews, and he'll just take a knee and take us to the half. 294 total yards for the Buckeyes compared to just 58. Jeremiah Smith still laboring on his way back toward the Buckeye locker room. We'll keep an eye on number 4 in red as Julian Sand has only 3 incompletions. His head coach a big lead with Catherine Tappan.
The Michigan game in a couple weeks, getting into the college football playoff, possibly getting to the Big Ten championship game. All those things, they're building and growing towards that through the process.
Let's check in with KT.
Well, guys, you know Tim Skipper. He's always upbeat and positive. He's exactly that way coming out of the half here. Despite the score, he told his guys, we are who we are. Just play that way. Don't worry about what the scoreboard said. He told Luke Duncan settle down. He thought he made a couple of plays because he was nervous and he wasn't reading the right reads. As for Ohio State, guys, Jeremiah Smith will not play in this second half, but it has more to do with the score and not his health, guys.
Yeah, that was mostly expected. Got to know that Tim Skipper is a Kesha fan as well, as Ohio State will look to extend what is already a stranglehold lead on this game. Sand stays in there. Bo Jackson, they'll fake it to him. Sand steps into one over the middle. It is incomplete. Mylan Graham had the coverage deep from Stafford, but it looked like he had his body in front and had a chance at that football.
Yeah, again, trying to get the deep one to Mylan Graham, and it's a good throw by Julian Sand. And you know, he's so used to, with Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, putting the ball up there and letting those guys go up and make contested catches. And this is good practice for these other wide receivers trying to do the same thing.
To your point, also maybe good practice for Sand to learn the capabilities of guys not named Smith or Tate. Sets up second down and 10. Bo Jackson in the first half, 8 carries, 75 yards on the touchdown. Sand outside, and he just misfired for Graham again. Carnell Tate missing his second consecutive game. He's got 711 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. In all likelihood will be a first-round pick in the NFL draft this year after playing sparingly in his first 2 years. And Jeremiah Smith, of course, not eligible until next season's NFL draft. Will be back for one more. 3rd down and 10. 3 straight throws. And Sayin is sacked. It is the first sack for UCLA since the Michigan State game on October 11th. Jalen Woods gets to the QB.
Well, nice little scheme here. Watch this stunt. They're going to bring both these guys, and they're going to put Phillip Daniels in a bit of a bind. And then one's going to slip underneath. And does a nice job of getting to the quarterback.
Leads to the first punt of the night, but there was some encroachment on the UCLA side. So flags come in before the first boot by McGuire. Ohio State had scored on its first 5 drives, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Ron Snodgrass.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So it was forced encroachment. Let's see where it occurs. Oh, it was on the shift. So they call it a false start on the shift on the line. Sets up 4th and 19 now. McGuire just in front of his own goal line. Mikey Matthews backpedals inside the 35. He muffed it, picked it up, splits 2, and Matthews still on his feet, finally down at the 37-yard line. Lorenzo Styles gets down the field. Disaster averted for the Bruins.
Well, we talked about some of these defenders for Ohio State. Caleb Downs, we'll see him line up all over the place as a slot man, as a deep safety. Very active in both the run and pass defense, but his versatility and his ability to do so many things, plus be a real student of the game, just kind of opens up the playbook for Matt Patricia. He was a great player his freshman year at Alabama, great player last year on the national championship team, and has even taken his game to another level this particular season.
You brought up Matt Patricia teaching football. That was the biggest thing that Caleb Downs has felt like he's gotten this year. Another loss on the quick penetration. Caden McDonald has been playing some elite football the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, last couple of weeks. I mean, he is a powerful guy. Watch him right over the center. He's just going to take Yoon, the center, and throw him back across the line of scrimmage, release, and make the play. I mean, as good as the linebackers and some of the DBs are, this guy's emergence the last couple of weeks has been outstanding and a key part of their run defense.
6'3", nearly 330 pounds. His 8th tackle for loss this season. Sets up 2nd and 12. And another errant throw as Duncan put it in the direction of Matthews. Jerry Neuheisel just searching for answers out of this offense. Playing without starting quarterback Nico Iamaleava for the first time this season, out with a concussion.
I mean, you say, okay, 7-11, that's 7 of 11 is not bad, but 21 yards, you're averaging 3 yards of completion. And you had another 3rd and long situation right here.
Woods is the back. 3rd and 12. They are 1 for 6 on 3rd down so far tonight. Duncan got hit as he threw it. Gilmer across the middle. Stop on a dime, and he just does not get there.
Well, credit the toughness of Duncan, because he is going to take a direct hit. I mean, right here is going to get in free on him. That's Riley Pettijohn, number 20. The back goes to help outside. And the quarterback hangs in there, Duncan, and makes a nice throw to bring up 4th and short.
So a nice job by Gilmer just to get enough yards to make this a decision. Tim Skipper's going to go. 4th and a long 1. Handoff, not even close. Second time on a 4th down. They've tried to go up the middle against this stout Ohio State front. Caden Curry just devours the ball carrier. And again, it's the Buckeyes on the stop. Great field position for their offense when we come back. Number 18 of 23 continues his stellar season, completing 81% of his passes coming in. Claire, the motion man. Drive starts from the plus 45. Fake it a couple of times on the handoff. Engulfed there. Jacob Usyk makes a nice play.
Well, Julian saying 18 of 23, and one of the things that stands out about him is his accuracy. That one off balance, still able to deliver the football to Claire. But whether he's throwing short, intermediate, or deep down the field, his accuracy is very impressive. Obviously really spin the football, but his consistency and accuracy is impressive.
Completed 18 of his first 20, has missed his last 3. Now it's second down and 12. Take it to Bo Jackson, and there's an easy one to get back on track to Max Claire. Slips a tackle, gets across the 45-yard line, and picks up 4.
We talked about Max Claire a little bit earlier, how he could have stayed at Purdue and continued to catch a lot of balls, maybe even more balls than he's going to catch here at Ohio State. Wanted to come here, develop into being, and prove that he could be an every down tight end. So he was challenged to be a better blocker, challenged to do some of the other things they asked the tight ends to do here at Ohio State, and he has benefited from it. He still can catch the ball. He's the best route runner of the tight end group, but he's becoming more of a every down tight end.
Third down and 8. Sayin lofts, caught, short. Brandon Innes will sail out of bounds at the 38-yard line and set up third down, or make it fourth down and about 3 for Ohio State.
Oh, and again, you mentioned this earlier. This is a good opportunity for Julian Sayin without his 2 favorite targets, right? Without Carnell Tate, without Jeremiah Smith, in a critical situation like this, fourth down, where's he going to go with the football? Who's going to earn his trust, earn his confidence in a critical situation play like this?
Officially a 4th and 4. They're 2 for 2 on fourth down so far tonight. Pressure picked up by Jackson, and Sayin misses his target, Max Claire. So UCLA with 2 stops to start the second half. And Ryan Day, you talked about nitpicking, just not happy with what he's seen to start this third quarter.
Well, part of this problem was that Bo Jackson, the back, who's going to come over and pick up the blitz, kind of gets beat. And it gets right into the lap of Julian Sayin. So Sayin's not really able to kind of step into this throw the way he wants. And it's an errant throw. It's pretty good coverage downfield by Cole Martin, but the ball sails wide. And that's just a lack of execution on Ohio State's part, in particular Julian Sayin on that one.
Well, UCLA struggled early in the game last week against Nebraska. Allowed a touchdown on Nebraska's first 4 non-kneel down possessions. Similar here tonight, as they allowed scores on the first 5. That ended up being dangerous as it went through the hands of Frias, and Matthews just couldn't secure it on the carom, with now flag down back at the 37-yard line. Some chatter after the play. Well, you think about how UCLA settled into that game last week, and Tim Skipper had talked about having a much faster start here tonight. Yeah. Just didn't happen for them, but similarly the defense has made some plays as we've entered the second half.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, the down count, second down.
And you can see Quasi Gilmer is trying to explain what happened as he was matched up with Igbinosun. He's trying to say that Igbinosun had him around the throat area. But of course, as you always say, they catch the second guy.
You can't do that.
Yep.
You can't throw the guy down regardless.
So Gilmer cooling off on the sideline, makes it second down and 25. Frias into the crowd. And a violent tackle by Jackson. Nico Iamaleava forced to watch on the sideline. His brother Madden, one of the backup quarterbacks as well on this team. We're watching is Luke Duncan, who makes his first collegiate start here tonight. There's Madden on the sideline, a freshman who initially was slated to go to Arkansas. Luke Duncan, who hasn't started a game since his senior year of high school. out there, had not attempted a pass in his collegiate career until tonight. He's 8 of 13, just 32 yards. And now it's a 3rd and 22. Conservative running play. Anthony Woods stood up at the 30 by Arvell Reese.
Now, Arvell Reese is one of those guys, number 8. I mean, he is shooting up the draft boards. 6'3", 240, long arm, can run. Excellent job taking on the block of the tackle, disengaging, and then flying to the football. A physical, violent player who can do a little bit of everything. Can play on the edge, can rush the passer, and can play off the ball as an inside linebacker as he did there and make a play.
Will Carroll's going to look to make up for that shanked punt that resulted in the easiest block of Caden Curry's career at the end of the first half. Innes back hoping for a return. And he might get one as it angles out of bounds. And then a flag is down. So the penalty thrown near the 25. Waiting for the message to be relayed.
As we're waiting for this, I think Ryan Day is going to keep, Julian saying all those guys in the game. I think he's a little frustrated right now with maybe the lack of execution coming out of the locker room to start the third quarter. Now, again, it's a completely different scenario. Last week they played without Carnell Tate the whole game. Now they're playing without Tate and Jeremiah Smith. And Julian saying not quite as accurate at this point in the game as he was obviously when it started.
Went out of bounds during the kick. It's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the kick. First down.
Yesterday morning, it was outstanding. Yes,
outstanding. Drive's going to start from the 31. Lofted, incomplete. And so now Julian Sayin, who was 18 of his first 20, is now 20 of 26.
And again, I mean,
27.
He's got to work through this. I mean, throwing those back shoulder fades is just different to two guys who are going to be, top 4 or 5 picks in the NFL. I mean, they're different kind of guys. So now he's working on developing chemistry with different people. And UCLA saying, you know what, we're going to play some more zero coverage. We're going to challenge these new receivers and see if they can make plays.
Saying 2 of his last 7. I'll go right back to the air. This time it's on target for Mylan Graham.
Well, this is really good. Good timing. Got the play fake. That kind of opens up the middle, and a nice route by Mylan Graham and hits him on time and in stride. Again, really good opportunity for Julian Sayin to work in live game reps with some different guys.
That was the longest pass of the night for Sayin, goes for 21 yards. Fake it, Claire, another catch. Key Lawrence, he has been all over the field from the safety spot tonight.
Yeah, he is hissing all over the field tonight. I mean, he did a great job there just tracking that play down from his safety spot right here. Had a great time talking to him on the phone earlier this week. Really an engaging kid. When Kevin Coyle came in and changed the defense, he struggled a little bit. It took him a couple weeks and a couple games to really kind of get to where he wasn't thinking so much and just playing fast. That's a perfect example. I mean, he reads it, reacts, and plays fast.
And to your point, now he do be hissing. 2nd down and 11. Handoff, big hole, and Bo Jackson plunges forward near the 40. Just past the midway point of this third quarter, and finally the Ohio State offense starting to look similar to what we saw in the first 2.
Yeah, 10 carries for 81 yards now for Bo Jackson. Coming into the game, he had the highest yards per carry at 6.5. Over that right now at 8.1, and just has that ability whenever he gets it to take it the distance. Offensive line blocking well. Gabe Van Sickle back in there at right guard again, number 58.
Jackson this time denied at first, but not the second effort. It's going to be a first down on a tough run as he battled with John Vaughns.
Yeah, he shows some toughness on this run now. Vaughns meets him in the hole, stands him up. He just kind of re-centers and keeps the legs moving and gets the first down. Good situation right here now for a play-action shot play for Julian Sayin. Just convert the first down in good field position.
Approaching 6 to play in the third. And Ohio State pay this one off. Jackson riding the hot hand. And backs his way for a yard and a half.
152 yards rushing. The offensive line doing a nice job tonight. Pass protection has been excellent for Julian Sayin. They did give up the 1 sack, but primarily the running game opening holes for the 2 young backs.
Play action. Sayin delivers, incomplete, as Rodgers was looking back, a little bit too tall. Third down.
Well, not just too tall, but a miscommunication again between quarterback and new wide receiver. Sayin thinks he's going to continue this route and throws it more like a fade route against press coverage. And Rodgers stops on the route, and again, they're working out kinks in live action, right? They're not doing this on the practice field. They're doing it in real time.
Will certainly benefit them down the road. Jeremiah Smith done for the rest of the night. Carnell Tate missing his 2nd straight game. Sayin well protected this time, and it's caught. Brandon Inniss will move the chains.
Well, this is excellent blitz pickup. Now watch Bo Jackson. His eyes right now. He knows there's pressure coming. Watch him get over here and protect his quarterback. Sits down, picks up the blitz. Sayin's able to step into the throw and gets the conversion.
And that is, in terms of the whole idea of developmental position, that's the type of stuff that a freshman in college needs to learn over the course of live reps.
Yeah, I mean, a talented high school running back is not doing that very often, right? He's just catching the ball and taking the pitch and running the football.
Like this. Jackson gets tripped up. Palat goes down low to chop him down. So Inniss to the side, most experienced guy out there. He's got 6 catches, 30 yards. Jeremiah Smith in limited action, 4 receptions for 40, coming off a career high 10 catches last week against Purdue. And now the 10th play of the drive will be a 2nd down and 9 just outside the red zone.
Looks like man coverage by UCLA.
Jackson weaves and gets it to the 20-yard line as he took Scooter Jackson for a ride. Sayin now 23 of 31, 184 and a touchdown. Jackson nearing 100 yards on the night. And for this UCLA defense, just continued effort. As the Bruins have shown that fight, that nothing but mentality all the time. Their motto this week was, why not us? Stutter step, Jackson reversing field. Bo inside the 5. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, the reason this play works, watch Saravel stay on his block on the backside, because this is a cutback. It's not designed this way, but your backside has to continue to block. Saravel holds his block. It opens up the cutback lane, and Bo Jackson shows that burst through the hole.
Now up to a career high 112 yards. Goes to the sideline. West in the game. 1st down and goal. Hand it, West, and he gets denied. Oh, the 2nd effort, extending that football, but they ruled him down before he put it over the goal line. Impressive effort by the freshman.
Just got a little bit too upright, a little too high as he hit the line of scrimmage there. That's why he was knocked back, and the ball wasn't able to cross the plane initially. Wow, tremendous 2nd effort. He's got to run behind his pads a little bit lower in this part of the field.
West might get a 2nd chance here. And he does. And this one he walks in. Too easy. Isaiah West touchdown. And Ohio State extends the lead.
a couple tight ends. Watch the tight end by Thurman right there, the block. Thurman, lead block from the fullback position, and West able to just walk it right in. Was denied inside, bounces it out, and an easy touchdown for Isaiah West.
So 3 different running backs now with a touchdown for the Buckeyes. Fielding makes it 34-0. Jackson got the first score on the ground. It was an incredible run by Peoples, and now West gets in on the party. 34-zip. I don't.
Yeah, that's Big Nut.
So Big Nut, that's a known entity, known commodity right there. That's top tier stuff right there. I got a lot of credit due to Big Nut and his team. 34-0 as he is thrilled with what he's seen. Complimentary football from the Buckeyes with a big lead. Last season, T-Mobile line there for the first down marker as Javian Thomas will look for it and scamper forward for 5 yards. So this UCLA team, we already chronicled what their season looked like early this year. Jerry Neuheisel taking over the play calling duties the week of the Penn State game. Nico Iamaleava was just such a big part of what they've done all year. And Tim Skipper, just give him so much credit for the way that he's handled this position. Said that he actually had a much better feeling of how to go about it after last season as the interim head coach at Fresno State. And most of that was the off-the-field stuff. It had nothing to do with the actual game, but the schedules and the meals and a breakaway. Rico Flores, what type of gas does he have? Gets caught up at the 20. 50-yard rip and the longest play of the night for the Bruins.
And the best throw by far by Luke Duncan. On time, on the spot, where he can catch it, split the defenders, and get upfield. We've seen him throw behind guys on the slant route. This is a perfectly placed ball where your guy can catch it, not slow down, and get upfield, get vertical, and add on yards after the catch. Beautiful play by UCLA, and they're down in the red zone.
That's the longest pass play of the season for UCLA in this offense. Winding down in this third quarter. Thomas stays in there on first down. Pump, Duncan looking towards the end zone. It's broken up. Mikey Matthews was the intended target, and McClain from the safety spot read it perfectly.
Yeah, McClain with his eyes on the quarterback. You're going to see him. He's going to be right here, but he's going to read this. Eyes on the quarterback, and makes a break on the football and almost comes away with the pick. I asked Matt Patricia about McClain. He said he's really come on. He's kind of the backstop, the umbrella of our defense. And him doing that allows everybody in front of him to play so much faster.
Wildcat, Thomas will take the snap on second down and 10. And Thomas is going nowhere. Gains maybe half a yard.
Well, of all the accolades of this Ohio State defense, nothing better than how they are in the red zone. I mean, they are amazing in the red zone. Take a look at that. Just a little over half the time teams score, only 31% of the time do they score touchdowns. 25% of the time, turnover on downs, the most in the FBS. I mean, they are outstanding in this part of the field.
All numbers courtesy of PFF. Third down and 9. Duncan looks. Duncan delivers in stride. Quasi Gilmer, touchdown. Gilmer shows off the speed and gets the Bruins on the board.
Now this is good. This is a man beater. So you have two crossers coming from the right. You have Gilmer coming underneath. And the corner is going to kind of get picked off by his own guy. That was Devin Sanchez, number 6, a true freshman in coverage. He gets kind of picked off by his own defender. Nice call, anticipating man coverage. And they get the touchdown.
Mateen Bogani with a chance to add the extra point. And a 5-play drive, 75 yards down the field, makes it 34-7. Time now for a Modelo game.
Quarterback Luke Duncan right there.
And again, a credit to this team and this coaching staff for continuing to play hard through this game. Down 34-0. They cut into the deficit just a tad. A slip and a takeout by Lorenzo Styles. Looking for that crease. Lorenzo Styles gets a block. Lorenzo Styles the former wide receiver, with a house call. Ohio State royalty to the crib. Pickerington Central standout. Lorenzo Styles Jr., just when it felt like UCLA finally had some level of momentum, snatches it back from their souls, 41-7.
Well, this is a great job. Styles in the end zone when he fields this kick, and he's going to bring it all the way back across the grain. The other side of the field. Watch these guys stay on blocks. And then nobody lays a hand on Styles. He's got a full head of steam. Started on the right side of the field, brought it all the way back across the grain, picked up a couple nice blocks, and just like that, Ohio State with another touchdown.
First kick return touchdown for the Buckeyes since November of 2010 when Jordan Hall went 85. First time someone's taken it 100 yards on a kickoff return touchdown since the legendary Ted Ginn Jr. in October of 2005. It's been 20 years. And it's fitting for a guy who's followed in his own father's footsteps, his brother Sonny. We asked Sonny yesterday about playing with Lorenzo, and he said, it's special every time we get to do it. Run out on the field together, take a knee, pray together before, go out and make plays together. But they both know that it's coming to an end soon, and this doesn't last forever. They're trying to cherish every moment that they have, both wearing the scarlet and gray, as this one will be no return on a touchback. Just so cool that these two get to play where their father was a legend in 92 to 94, and you see now the three of them together. And Lorenzo Sr. tends to be around the football building, still lives locally and supports both of his sons. There is cherishing the moment. Sonny and Lorenzo. Father won a Super Bowl, and Sonny said one day he went up and took his Super Bowl ring, said, yeah, it looked pretty cool. Then they get their national championship rings, and Lorenzo Sr. said, hey, yeah, those are cool. I got a better one, though. So now they feel like they've got to work their way up.
Something else to shoot for now.
Exactly, but they're focused on getting a second national championship ring before they can get to that next level.
Well, some real fireworks here at the end of the third quarter. The nice drive by UCLA, the long pass play, and then Ohio State right back.
Frias will be in there on likely the final play of the third quarter. It's a throw, it's a catch, and it looks like Flores who will get.
Throughout the entirety of this game, guys clearly dealing with an injury as well.
So UCLA short-handed, already without their starting quarterback, Nico Iamaleava. And Javian Thomas runs into the waiting arms of Will Smith Jr. to set up third down.
And again, that guy right there in a situation like this, you had to really defend differently if you were any kind of defensive coordinator because of his running ability, his ability to pull it down and create and turn a nothing play into a positive play. They just don't have that opportunity with Luke Duncan playing quarterback. He's got to be accurate throwing the football here.
3rd and 4. And it's very accurate to a wide open target. Frias out of the backfield, and Frias gets across midfield. Duncan looking much more comfortable as we head into this fourth quarter. That goes for 22 for number 22.
Another man-beater route where they're bringing guys in and then they're going to slip Frias out. It's kind of, you see this on the goal line a lot. A look from above by Walmart, but I mean, it's one of those plays where you normally see that around the goal line. They do it out in the middle of the field and they get the nice conversion on third down.
So Frias' first catch of the night. There's nobody who's got more than 20 rushing yards in this game. Iamaleava had been their leading rusher in 5 of 9 games prior. That was nearly picked. Tipped up and available for Leroy Roker III.
You know, we've talked about Tim Skipper. We've talked about Kevin Coyle. That guy right there, Noel Mazzoni, he is kind of like, Jerry Neuheisel said he's my football godfather, okay? Yeah. When Jerry Neuheisel came to UCLA to play, his freshman year, his dad was the head coach and then got fired. And Jim Mora came in. Jim Mora brought Noel Mazzoni in as the quarterback coach. So that was Jerry Neuheisel's quarterback coach. And after Jerry graduated, he went and played in Japan for a year, and then he went and joined Noel Mazzoni at Texas A&M.
Frias, catch, run, stayed in bounds just enough to get to the 40. I mean, Noel Mazzoni has been around.
He's been over 20 stops. I mean, I've dealt with him throughout my career at different places. He's a very well-respected offensive coordinator, play caller. One of the first guys to start with the run-pass option stuff. I mean, he's a brilliant offensive football coach. And Jerry Neuheisel just thinks so highly of him. He's been a mentor, and when he got elevated to play caller, he called Noel and asked him if he'd come help him, and he was there the next day.
Woods in there, 3rd down and 3, rollout throw on target. It is Mikey Matthews to keep this drive alive. So just to list them out for you for Mazzoni: New Mexico, Colorado State, TCU, Minnesota, Ole Miss, Auburn, Oregon State, NC State, of course UCLA, the Jets, Arizona State, Texas A&M, Arizona, UConn, and the USFL.
Yeah. I did hear him say in a podcast that, you know, when you're a coach and you make a lot of stops, it's either because you're doing a really good job or a really bad job.
It's a good point. Fresh set of downs, Javian Thomas the back. Duncan loads up, and another completion.
Doesn't Duncan look a little bit different right now? He's got a little swagger to him.
A little
bit.
bit.
I mean, he's moving in the pocket. He's seeing the field. He's looking for a bigger play down the field, right? He's looking left. It's not there, but he knows where his outlet is on the sideline, and he just looks like he's got a little different bounce in his step after that touchdown drive. And he's got his team on the move again here, 2nd and short.
He's completed 6 of his last 7. And 5 of 6 on this drive alone. 2nd down and 2. Duncan stays in the pocket. Another completion. And across the middle, Quasi Gilmer's going to have the 1st down.
Nice tackle. That was Devin Sanchez again, who got victimized on the touchdown. Same kind of route. Crossing route to Gilmer. That time Sanchez was right with him. Doesn't get picked off by another defender. Gets through it. Gets through the traffic and makes a nice tackle, even though they got the 1st down.
4th catch for Gilmer, who came in with 33 on the season. He had 7 starts as a freshman, 5+ catches 4 times in his career, and he's knocking on the door of a 5th. Stutter step move for Thomas. Oh, he nearly broke free. The shoestring tackle that saved a bigger gain as Peyton Pierce made that one, and now Gilmer is struggling a little bit back to the huddle.
Well, he got rolled up by Thomas. It's Wildcat. There's a little hesitation. They bring the guard and the tight end around. It's a well-executed play, and right at the end you can see he kind of rolled up on the back of the legs of his receiver trying to block down there Gilmer.
And now Gilmer's going to go towards the UCLA sideline. Carter Shaw's going to come in. So he's talking with Jerry Neuheisel. Quasi told us that Jerry is the whole reason he's come to UCLA. Recruited him from a very early age in high school. Handoff goes up the middle, and it'll set up a short 3rd down here. Quasi was honest with us. He did say Jerry showed up in the UCLA gear, and he looked up and he goes, "Is that a student that's coming here to try to sell me on this school?" Quickly realized that no, he actually works. He's a coach on the staff and has been so supportive of Quasi, of so many of these other players on this offensive side. Has been so instrumental leading into this year, helping guys like Chip Kelly and Eric Bieniemy over the last couple of seasons. Now getting his chance as a play caller. Certainly has enjoyed having Nico Iamaleava. Hasn't had him tonight. And now a 3rd down and 1 with Luke Duncan playing some much better ball in the 2nd half. Oh, slipped down. Javian Thomas looked like he might have had enough of a lane. Instead, he loses yards, and it's 4th down.
Well, the problem is the left guard's going to get pushed right back in. Watch number 67, Mahe, get pushed right in, and that's where he gets tripped up. Ohio State was able to move the line of scrimmage on that play. I don't know if that was McDonald or who it was that got that push, but that's what caused that play to get bottled up in the backfield.
So Bugani is going to try from 32 yards. He's 14 of 18 on the season. And this one does get over the top of the leaping line and goes through. 8:49 to play here in Columbus. Points on back-to-back drives for this UCLA offense. Popped off. Yeah. It is nice, though. It's been a nice night. And this one going to be taken in on a fair catch by Brandon Innes. Well, Wicked in theaters on Friday. James Peoples already defying gravity here in Columbus.
As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And that's exactly what we saw from Peoples right there.
So you're saying that they'll never bring him down. Or maybe they will, I don't know. Either way, on that specific play, that was a different level from Peoples. Meanwhile, new quarterback in there for Ohio State. Julian Sayen's night is done. 23 of 31, 184 and a touchdown. Lincoln Kienholz will get some run down the stretch in this fourth quarter. Isaiah West stays in. That was an awkward looking snap that West takes the handoff and surges forward for 13 yards.
Kienholz actually had a touchdown run, a short goal line touchdown run last week against Purdue. Was in the quarterback battle throughout the summer with Julian Sayen. More of a dual threat guy, more of a running threat, obviously, than Julian Sayen.
It's his second rushing touchdown of the season. Three-time state title game MVP in high school. They'll deliver. That is right on the numbers for Mylan Graham. Let's go downstairs to Catherine Tappan.
Well, guys, a number of touchdowns by the running backs tonight for Ohio State, and that may be the one area on the Buckeyes list that's a little less than perfect in their game. Center Carson Hinsman told me that while 80% of their game may be really good, it's that last 20% they spend extra time working on. Improving that part can be the difference in a run breaking for an explosive play and setting up something special. He said there are high expectations here, especially to be an offensive lineman, and we have to meet those in the final 3 games of the regular season.
The standard is the key in all of this, and Ryan Day has been very clear that just because they won a national title last year, if anything, they have to come back and work harder. They have to come back and set that standard every day, build that foundation one brick at a time on a daily basis in practice. Oh, you see the pain delivered on the back end by Kienholz. He ran right over Scooter Jackson. And what was an impressive run is also a short gain of a run of 2 yards.
Yeah, I mean, credit both those guys. There's courage on both of those guys' part. But again, you go from Julian Sayen, who's going to look to check the ball down, to this guy who's going to look to run through you. Kienholz delivers the blow, and both guys got a good shot in on that play.
So Kienholz just gains a couple. Isaiah West stays in. Kienholz coming at 6'2", 215. West. And a nice pursuit by John Vaughns that limits the gain.
Well, the one thing you can say about this UCLA team, they've been battered and bruised here tonight. They've lost a couple offensive linemen. They got guys getting tired at this point, but there is no quit in this team. And I think that is a credit to Tim Skipper. I mean, he is a high-energy guy, and he was a great player, an undersized middle linebacker, was an all-conference player at Fresno State, has that Valley toughness. He brought that with him to UCLA, and you can just see that in this team's resiliency and their refusal to give in.
Play clock's going to wind all the way down, and Ohio State will take the timeout with 5:46 to play. 41-10, number 1 Hensel, as the Ohio State Buckeyes look to finish this one off in style. We're talking about Tim Skipper and what he's meant to this UCLA program, taking over as the interim head coach. Grew up around coaching. His dad, Jim, coached running backs in the NFL from 1986 to 2018 as Kienholz fires over the middle. Another catch made. This time it's going to be for a first down. As Nate Roberts makes the connection.
Yeah, Nate Roberts is kind of like the fourth tight end. We saw him get a great block coming from the fullback position on Isaiah West's touchdown a little while ago.
So Tim's dad, Jim, coached running backs in the NFL from 1986 to 2018. His brother, Kelly, is currently the running backs coach in Buffalo with the Bills. Stutter step move by James Peoples goes nowhere. But his dad actually coached in New Orleans with Jim Mora, and that was really when Tim was an impressionable young man growing up, being around the game of football. And he said that watching Jim Mora be as hard on the superstar players, some of the greatest players in the NFL at that time, as he was on the last guy on the roster, really taught him and kind of showcased to him what coaching was all about. Accountability, but also bringing that positive vibe to go with it. And that combination is really what he has provided to the Bruins since taking over early this season. Second down and 9. Isaiah West. And he gets pushed back. Scooter Jackson, first one there.
Well, Ohio State now over 200 yards rushing. It's the first time against a Power 4 opponent this year that they've gone over 200. They had 170 against Purdue a week ago. That was their highest. And now over 200. So, again, just kind of building towards that balance. Ryan Day wanted to run the football better. As you get in, I mean, you would expect November 15th, this would be cold weather, Big Ten weather, and they don't have that tonight. But it's coming. How
about the balance? 30 runs for 202, 33 passes, now 34. They've got 203 there. Add a little bit more. Roberts, another catch out of bounds.
Really nice throw by Kienholz, too. This is a long throw now. He's on the right hash, and he's going to throw a bench route to the left sideline. This is a strong arm right here. That's a long throw, and delivers it right on time.
Well, for Ohio State, coming down the stretch this season, going to improve to 10-0. Offensive coordinator Brian Hartline, just a magnificent first half. Struggled a little bit that first 8 minutes or so of the third quarter, but found enough of a rhythm to punch it in a few more times. Looking for one more here. Peoples across the 15. Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Discover. Notre Dame football back in action at home, 3:30 Eastern on NBC and Peacock, taking on Syracuse.
Big Ten Conference play. Backup quarterback Ethan Grunkemeyer at Michigan State.
Peoples pushing forward, first and goal. And we've talked about the interim head coach here with UCLA and Tim Skipper. A lot of credit over there, Penn State as well. We will see them up close and personal against a Nebraska team looking to run through the tape in year 3 under Matt Rule. Julian Sain and the Buckeyes putting together quite the performance. Complimentary football here tonight. 2 minutes away. Games are the biggest three, is certainly what happens with that USC-Oregon game next week will determine how big that Oregon-Washington game is the final week of the season. Hand off to the outside. James Peoples has his second touchdown, Buckeyes. First one was absurd. Second one was impressive. And Peoples putting on a show.
Well, they had 2 opportunities with unblocked guys to make a play. You're going to see as Peoples takes his ball and tries to break the outside. There's 1 miss, there's 2 misses, and then it's walk into the end zone for the touchdown. Obviously a fatigued UCLA defense and hard running by James Peoples.
Fielding adds the extra point just barely to make it 48-10. 2 touchdowns for Peoples, 1 for West, 1 for Jackson. A dominant running effort for the Buckeyes. Second half.
He has. I mean, he got a little bounce going there in the second half. He did not throw an interception. 16-23, that's pretty good against the #1 defense in all of college football.
Touchback from Fielding. And this
3-1 against unranked opponents. That one was that loss to Michigan last year here, 13-10. It's going to be a heck of a game up in Ann Arbor. And offensively, I just think that Ohio State is getting better and better, particularly when they get their top receivers back. Michigan offensively, I think Bryce Underwood is making improvement. Played pretty well today in spots against Northwestern, but they're just not quite as much in sync offensively, particularly if they don't have Justice Haynes and not know what his situation. Defensively, Wink Martindale, another good season with that defense. Should be another heck of a football game.
Madden Iamaleava is in the game. Nico's younger brother, initially slated to go to Arkansas, made his way over to UCLA following his older brother. Handoff up the middle, and Liebler will take it across the 30-yard line. Let's not forget, you mentioned Justice Haynes. Saw Jordan Marshall leave that game as well.
Right.
Late in the second half as he fell onto his shoulder. And so we'll see what Michigan looks like offensively next week heading to that game. But there's just so much of a weight on everybody's shoulders here in Columbus.
Well, and again, you know, last year everybody assumed and figured that Ohio State had the better team and would win the game, and they weren't able to do it. Did not play their best ball game. Now, after that, they were the best team in college football. They ran through the college football playoff. But around here, winning that game means an awful lot. And Ryan Day certainly will want to get that done this year.
Iamaleava, 3rd down and 4. And he will hand it off across the edge. Liebler. And did he get out of bounds or stay in to keep the clock rolling? Roker catches up to him there. He loses his helmet, so he'll have to come out of the game after the 15-yard pickup. Isaiah Carlson is going to be the running back here. 17 seconds left. We'll see if it's one final handoff or if they'll let the young Madden Iamaleava let one rip to finish this one. And it is a handoff, and it's not going anywhere. This Ohio State defense does it one more time. Converges and closes the door. Alford ends it. Ryan Day's team coming off a national championship, 10-0 to start the season. A 48-10 victory. Complimentary football, team football on full display for the number.